Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Caticus, and today I'm going to do a pretty short video. I think it'll be short. A video on using the basic sampler on the MPC Live. Now, I have done a video about using the audio tracks to do sampling, which in my opinion is the most accurate and easy way to do sampling, or to get samples that match up with whatever you're playing. But if you just want to make basic samples of sounds and things like that on the MPC Live, then there is a feature specifically for that, and I'm going to go through on how to use that the most effectively and the most easily. So for the original video, for the one that's using the audio tracks to record audio in line with your sequences and stuff like that, you can click on the link up here or up here. Not sure which side it's going to be. I think it'll be over here. There'll be a little card that pops up, and I'll make sure that that's in this video. But otherwise, for just using the basic sampler, then follow me. I will switch the camera around and we will look at how to do it. Should be a short video. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, we're going to start from scratch here. We're going to click on an empty project. There we go. Here we are on the first screen in an empty project. We're sitting in the MIDI area. Now, one thing, in order to hear your samples or to hear your sampling, you're going to need to go to audio and click on in right here. Okay, now you can hear. Turn it up a bit so it gets into the phone. There we go. I'm sampling the Jupiter 80, okay? So from here, we're going to click on the menu button. We're going to click on sampler. So this screen is not so confusing. It's pretty simple. It shows you your time right there. You've got your arm button. I'll talk about that in a second. Then you've got your length, okay? This is how long it will record for. So if you just want to do like a quick one shot, then 2 seconds is long enough. But if you want to get a few different things, then you can increase that right here. Just turn the encoder. I think these work too. Yeah, these work too. Up to a minute right there. There we go. We can go over a minute, but we don't need that long. So we're going to lower the length right here. The second thing to note is when you play something, okay, I'm going to play something on the Jupiter 80 right here, and it's going to play into it, right? See how high the volume level goes right here, okay? That's important, okay? You want to make sure that this right here, the red thing right here, that's your trigger. You want to make sure that it's low enough that when you play something, the volume goes over that, okay? But you also want to make sure that it's not so low that your background noise will trigger it, okay? If I turn it all the way to the bottom, see how there's like a little bit of noise right there? That means if I click arm, it starts recording immediately. Let's stop that right there. I'm just going to discard it, okay? It starts recording immediately because the background noise is loud enough that it triggers it, okay? So you want to make sure that it's up a bit over the background noise, and if I click arm now, then it doesn't do anything. But if I play something on the Jupiter 80, then it records it. Then we can click stop, like that. And you've got your choice here to name it. We'll call it Jupiter. Okay, and then click do it. Then it asks me which program to assign it to. Let's assign it to program 1. Let's assign it to pad 1. Okay, pad AO1. And then keep. And then if we go back to main here, and we click on MIDI, and we're in the pad assign right here. If we go to assign samples, you'll see two things. Number one, it's already assigned to pad AO1. So if I hit AO1, it'll play it, okay? Let's just stop that. Just double click stop to stop it. But the other thing to note is that sample is now in your sample pool, okay? So it's saved there. So even if you remove it from here, it's still there. All the samples that you keep will be in here, okay? Now, if you're recording into a song or something, there's one thing you want to note. Let's go back to main right here. Let's go to menu. Let's go to sampler, okay? One thing you want to note is if you have a sound, like if you're playing a sound that has a very low attack, which means that the sound triggers like immediately as soon as you press it, then it will trigger in time, okay? So if you're trying to record like some chords or a melody in time with your beat, and your like sound that you're using, the sample that you're using, or the whatever you're putting into it, has a high attack, that means it builds up slowly, then that means that it'll take a little bit of time for it to hit the trigger. Might even just be like half a second off. But what that means is when you try to put it in your song, it will trigger late. It won't sound like it's in time with the music. And the reason for that is because it'll take more time for it to hit the trigger. Just a little bit of time off, and then all of your notes that are playing along with your beat or whatever will be a little bit delayed. So you want to make sure that to set your trigger accordingly, okay? If you have something that's like, wah, and when it's going to be like, imagine this is your trigger, okay? When it goes up, it's triggering, so it'll go wah, like that. So the original very start of it won't be in time with your song. I hope this is making sense. So you want to make sure that your trigger is set so that it's like, the trigger turns on as soon as it makes a little bit of noise. And it's not late because of the trigger on, right? I hope that makes sense. Anyway, that's basically how to do it. So you can make lots of different samples. I'll click arm again, and then pause it. Got that? It's already set up. It says Jupiter 1 now, so it's putting it in sequence. And then I assign it to pad 2, click keep, go back to my main right here. If I click 2, you notice it didn't catch all of what I recorded there, or like it didn't record everything I played. That's because it didn't trigger until I hit a certain sound volume, like I hit a certain volume. So it's much shorter than I actually recorded. Still, this would be a usable sound that I could put into a certain part of the song. I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to make a quick beat to show you recording something into the beat. Okay, hold on, pause it. Okay, one more thing I forgot to mention. I'm going to play the beat that I just recorded. And this is something important to note if you're going to record things into it. Okay, so if I play the beat, you're going to hear it. It's pretty loud. I hope you can hear me. It's pretty loud, okay? So I'm going to turn it down for a second. Okay. It's quite loud, and you want to make sure that whatever you're recording is loud enough to fit into your mix, okay? So if I turn it up a bit, I'm going to play the synthesizer, I'm going to play the Jupiter 8 at the same time that the beat is playing, and I want to make sure that this matches this, okay? That the recording matches this. Now, if it doesn't, it's not the end of the world, we can fix it, but let's just do it right now, okay? So we're going to use the record volume knob in the back here. It's right beside this lock, just beside this lock. You can change the recording volume, okay? So I'm going to turn this up a bit. It's a bit quiet, so I'm going to use this knob right here, turn it up a little bit, turn this up a bit, still a little quiet, let's turn it up a bit more, okay. Okay, now I'm going to show you about the timing, okay? We're going to go over here to Menu, click on Sample. We're going to arm it like this. Then we're going to press Play Start on here, and we're going to play something in time with this, and then we're going to put it into the music, and I'll show you what I mean about the timing not being right, okay? Because the attack on this sample is a little bit low. It's quite low or quite high, so the sound has to amp up to, it has to amp up. And it's going to take some time to hit the trigger at this level. So let's play start, and then Okay, we actually ran out of time for that sample. It wasn't long enough, but whatever. Let's go, let's keep it. Let's assign it to pad 3. Notice it already changed to Jupiter 2, so it knows it's a new sound. It's putting like whatever the name I chose and then adding a number beside it, and it's always going up. Okay, so pad 03, we're going to keep it. Then we're going to go back to main right here. We're going to go to track 3, one that's unused. We're going to go back to program 1. That's where we assigned that sample to. Okay. And then if we hit pad 3, nothing's happening. Why? Okay, it didn't assign. Okay, so we're going to find that sample, Jupiter 2, assign it to there. Stop. We played in time with the music. Okay, so as soon as the beat started playing, I started recording the chords. Now, what happens when I play them back? So let's go back to main here. Let's make sure it's in there. Yes, it is. Okay, stop. And hit record, play start. Actually, it's in time with it, so that's okay. The only thing the only problem with this sample is the recording length was too short. So if we go back to menu and we go to sample and we see we've got 17 seconds, that's not actually long enough for it to complete one full sequence, okay? So for this, if you're gonna play like chords or something in time with it, you gotta make sure that you have enough time on here, okay? I don't know how long this sequence is, but it doesn't really matter. What we'll do, we'll try this one more time. Let's go back to main. Let's make sure that this doesn't trigger. Let's go to track right here. That's it right there. Let's click on erase, and then let's try to hit this. Good luck. Okay, there we go. Finally got it. It's kind of hard to hit those. You can always expand it to make it bigger. Oh, I think so. Yeah, if you click on this, you can expand it to make it bigger, and it's easier to get that note. Anyway, let's go back to what we're doing here. Now that's not going to play. Yeah. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that. That's really weird. Hold on a second here. Go back to track. Did I put a whole bunch of them in there? No, I didn't. I don't know why it's triggering. Oh well, let's go back to main. Let's go to menu. Let's click on sampler. We're going to arm it. I'm going to click on record and play start. Stop that right there. I don't know why it's doing that womp womp womp. It's really weird. I guess I've got it triggering to something. Anyway, it's Jupiter 3, program 1, assigned to pad 3. Sure, let's keep it on pad 3. Go back to main here. Go to MIDI. Let's find out what is triggering that. Don't know why it keeps playing that, but whatever, it doesn't matter. We're gonna have this. This is to pad 3. We're gonna hit record, play start. There we go. We've got that sample in time and everything. Now that is how you would record like chords and progressions and stuff like that. Of course, remember I did make another video about using the audio tracks to record samples. It's much easier to get things in time with your music, even if the attack is low and whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all isolated to the length of the audio sequence. So go check out that other video if you want to know how to make like chord progressions and stuff like that and melodies in time with the beat. But anyway, that is the basics about how to use the sampler. I hope you guys found it useful. I did also make a video about using the auto sampler. That's this guy right here. So if you're recording Like if you want to sample any of your external gear through MIDI, you'd use the auto sampler. I have that video. I'll make sure that the link is up here or up here for that video at this point, so you can check that one out if you want to. But aside from that, yep, that's the basics on how to use the sampler. Just click on menu, go to sampler, make sure that your recording volume using this thing right here is good enough. Also make sure it's not too high, otherwise you'll start hearing your gear like peaking, making like bubbling, popping sounds. If you set your volume on here and you hear like make a quick beat or whatever, and you hear the beat is like this loud, then you want to make sure that your recording volume is loud enough for that. Also make sure that your trigger is set high enough that if you play something on your external gear, that it goes louder than your trigger right here. Make sure your trigger's not too low or it will trigger it immediately, okay? As soon as you press that. Let's discard that, okay? And how to use this screen right here. You've got your like name up there, you've got your program that you want to assign it to, and then your pad that you want to assign it to. And all of these can be changed like so. You can assign it to any pad, and let's keep it, there we go. And it's there for you. And then the last thing is all of your samples that you make are in this page right here, your sample pool, everything you've made. And you can assign it to the pad very easily. Anyway, that is how to use your sampler on your MPC Live. I hope you found this useful. If you liked it, leave a comment, leave a like, and I guess I will see you guys in the next video I make whenever I make it. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. This is Caticus, out.